E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody, and welcome back to DotaPit Season 4 by G2A. I'm W1, this is Capitalist, and this is Dota.
This is Dota indeed, Toby, because we have a draft already on our hands.
We do, and we have a hero which we got to see a little bit early today, but not in this game previously. He got banned out in the first two, but Chen is back.
Yes.
And Sven is back once again.
I'm pretty sure we can't take this calm, monotone,
10 seconds remaining.
seductive.
I don't think we're really being monotone. It's not monotone.
When you talk about
5
Sven.
seconds
True,
remaining.
It's not monotone. But it's
baritone. How about that?
A baritone. As a
Seductive
Radiant
baritone-esque voice when
What-
talking
are-
about
are you-
Sven.
are you
A man
trying
who
to-
literally yells. One of his abilities is yelling.
Are you trying to?
You know how powerful, Toby, you have to be in a game with gods and demigods and demons, that one of your abilities is just yelling? Ah! The Sven war cry. Very strong
Radiant
ability, too.
team
I
ban.
prefer the howl. The howl is more of a.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
it has a better tone to it.
that's the thing, though. With like how you could say like it has to do with wolves and this whole lichen thing. With Queen of Pain,
It's like,
it's like
dancing with
10
lichens,
seconds
man.
remaining.
Like it's like
with Queen of Pain, it's whole part of her like demon-esque
seconds
thing. But
remaining.
Sven's just a rogue knight, dude. He's just a warrior. He's just, you know, he gets in battle and he
Reserve
screams a lot.
time.
You know, that's pretty damn badass. I don't know the exact lore of Sven, but I think that's pretty close. Anyway,
Just imagine the guy who was there penciling the lore of Sven. So, what do we want for Sven? I want a manly man. A manly man is able to roar. How does he inspire his troops? By roaring. How does he answer his problems? By roaring. How does he attract females? By roaring.
I mean, if you really want to go next level, Beastmaster is the true man. I mean,
True.
he yells so
Sure.
hard he stuns you.
True. He's like Khal Drago.
He stuns you and knocks the people next to you to the side. That's like some weird anime shit.
Team Empire's turn to ban.
He's so loud he actually creates air currents that push people back.
Yeah, that's some straight Fusro Da Skyrim shit right there.
But he's such a solitary creature because he only focuses on one person, whereas Sven is an inspiration to us all,
Yes.
10
or at least
seconds
all of us who are
remaining.
in a nearby surrounding area.
Yes.
5
Zeus is going to be the
seconds
follow-up
remaining.
pickup by Team Empire. Immediately
Shocking pick.
respond. Let's see what you did there.
Reserve
Immediate
time.
response from Stark is the Viper to try and match up against the Zeus. There are
Radiant
Zeus
team
is,
ban.
I would say, a somewhat difficult hero to lane against. One of the few heroes that could beat it out is Invoker, because Invoker is Invoker. What more do you want? And Death Prophet, actually. Death Prophet is like
10 seconds
super strong in
remaining.
the laning phase right now. But
Viper
Five
seems to be
seconds
pretty up there
remaining.
too.
yeah, it seems like DP is not being very well prioritized by any of the
Reserve
teams that
time.
we've seen tonight, and I expect that to change. Again, I mentioned earlier, DP, OD, and Invoker. They're like
Yep.
the mid heroes of the pub patch right now. And typically, the reason I oftentimes bring up pub play is because in all patches, the pub meta is actually usually 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the professional meta. Not that professionals are somehow behind pub players in any way, but these things are usually developed
Team
by
Empire's
professional players
turn
or
to
by
ban.
very high level players.
They have to be
in
refined,
pubs
right?
first, yeah, and they have to be refined down to the point of, is this actually competitively viable, or is it just strong in a pub match?
Well, that was what we always
So-
talked about back
Team
in both
Empire's
Warcraft 3
turn to
Dota as
pick.
well as the original, like the early years of Dota 2, where the Europeans would come up with these crazy ideas, or Bobble would invent a crazy idea. He's all of America to me. And then China would look at it and go, huh, I'll copy that, but I'll make it just a little bit better by adding in this rotation here or this item change there. And
10
it's
seconds remaining.
and then it was the Chinese who had these unstoppable strats, which are
5
almost like an
seconds
enhanced
remaining.
flu. Like how you like it's a heavier strain. That's what it is. Contagions being
Reserve
bred.
time.
So you're talking about biochemical warfare here?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Gonna
China in a nutshell.
like
it in Ancient Prophet had been banned away by Team Empire.
I didn't mean that.
And Darkseer and Ancient Apparition have been banned away by Stark. Tusk is going to be seen.
Radiant team.
I think you usually want a good controlling hero when you have a Sven. Like, for example, if you still had the mid open, I would say Puck is a pretty high value pickup just because of the control offered by Dreamcoil. But Sven offers you a form of initiation pre-Blink Dagger, which we've seen a lot from Svens, is that they don't actually get their Blink Dagger early on, right? That's the current meta of
10
Svens. Is
seconds
they go Helmet
remaining.
Dominator, S and Y, they farm Ancients, they'll come online about they're
5
anywhere from like
seconds
25 to 35 minutes, depending on like, do you need to wait for Blink Dagger, do you need to wait for BKB,
Reserve
etc.
time.
But anywhere from that point in time, depending on your item builds. Tusk, though, gets you that snowball, so you can actually get you close quarters with the hero, blocks you out with the ice shards, keeping you, kind of in a place where Sven can keep beating on you, and has some additional disables as well. So I think it's a pretty decent pickup.
Team Empire's
I'm interested to
turn
see though,
pick.
like exactly how the laning phase goes for Team Empire. Like you can't do the Tuskar shard block because it got patched out. Thank you,
you can still-
capitalist, for that.
No, you can still do some shard blocks. You can't do like the whole ancient block or anything like that, but you can still do the clockwork-esque cog blocks. You can still
Okay.
do that with ice shards. So on both Radiant and Dire side, actually, you can block the creep wave
10
and put it
seconds
into
remaining.
the
Does it work
trees.
that way? Because I thought
Yeah.
it
5 seconds
it works like a
remaining.
fission now, where if they hit the wall, they stay at the wall.
No. They changed the interactions like
Reserve time.
to a certain extent. So both cogs and ice shards will still work in that way. I've tested it.
Okay.
Because believe me, once they did that to me, I was like, come on, Valve, don't do this to me in the middle of open qualifiers. And I tested it out to see if the other thing would work, and yeah, it does.
Okay. Right, that must be a very specific change that they did.
Yeah. I don't know how they coded it to make it work like that.
Just like you.
I
did
don't
you-
really
did you-
care as long as I can do my tricks.
I'm just thinking about like if you pulled a creep wave up and then you did it around a camp, because maybe it's a proximity thing as well. Proximity to certain areas of the map, like
I
in
mean,
spawn boxes.
It's probably specifically how it affects neutrals as opposed to
Radiant team pick.
yeah.
Witch
Witch
Doctor. Always good versus Chen. Always good versus Chen.
I was actually expecting something more like it's in the back of my mind after we talked about OD. I'd have something like a Miranda on the field, really superior up against Chen with the arrows, with the way they interact with creeps now. Way too easy to steal farm from the Chen as well, because you can just follow the Chen throughout the jungle with
10
arrows.
seconds remaining.
And with a 4-second disruption setup, like the
5
Astral Imprisonment,
seconds remaining.
like it's so easy to hit arrows. So I'm a little surprised.
Reserve time.
Like that kind of combo is not picked up when you go up against a hero like a Chen, but their team fight sustained from Empire. Like crap tons of armor, a lot of regeneration, a lot of early burst damage as well, and a lot of
10
control
seconds
coming out from
remaining.
Team Empire. So they really have like the ultimate brawler lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
Stark seemed pretty
Luna.
damn well set. Something
Team
Was it
Empire's
you I was
turn
casting
to
with?
ban.
Could it be?
The last time that we casted Stark, I was talking about their playstyle and how they're either going to go like early push.
Yeah, that
or
was
late
me.
game.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, and that's what happened in that 2-game series. It seems like they're going to be set on push, and I was thinking like,
10
what other
seconds
pushing
remaining.
carries are left for Stark, and Luna was definitely on that list.
But this does lead
I
them
don't like
very-
Luna, though.
ban.
In this game, she seems like
Team
it's
Empire's
suicide.
turn to pick.
Yeah, I mean, you got first of all early BK. Oh, now an Enchantress that goes
Radiant
through
team
BKB.
GG.
I don't know how Luna survives in these sort of scenarios.
She
Like,
doesn't.
It was already bad against all this magic damage. Like, you have Tusk to close the ground and do, like, burst damage in whatever form to you. You've got Zeus, massive amounts of magic damage before you get BKB. And then Sven, even after you get that BKB, Sven takes physical damage straight to the face. It's still, like, just directed damage
10
that Luna
seconds
will just
remaining.
wilter immediately to.
I always like.
5
I remember
seconds
when Luna
remaining.
got her strength upgrade, and that was around the time where I was like, okay, maybe Luna is going to be more viable in the lane, because like her biggest problem was she was just so fragile. She would basically fall over on a stiff breeze, and now you're like there were some teams which experimented running her as like a dual off laner, so she was able to buff up some others, and then they rotated in like a jungle hero like a Chen. So you could run, you could get away with, like, in this case it would be like a Luna Shadow Shaman off lane, and then Chen would play from the Dire jungle. Most of the times I saw that strat though was the other way around, where you ran the Luna on the off lane for the Dire side, because Chen had easier access to the jungle, and it was just more of a fluid kind of lane. But in this game, I'm very concerned primarily because the Tuskar can close a lot of distance. The Eclipse can
10
be
seconds
wasted.
remaining.
Because both Enchantress and Witch Doctor can be pumping out heals as
5
well.
seconds remaining.
But it's the Tuskar Snowball that could just dodge most of what Luna throws out. And she can die so quickly with that initial burst damage from the Zeus. If you get a Storm Bolt off, and then Zeus goes Lightning Bolt and Thunder God's Wrath, you ask yourself the question, how much life is left on the Luna after you do such a thing? The Viper will be sitting pretty. But he's not the damage dealer. In fact, like, you almost have to have it so the Chen builds the mech, so Viper can have a damage dealer. I know it's maybe one of these, like, Dragonlance games as well, where maybe he can play that like, get a damage dealing item, but with, like, a range increase. It's...
I personally am not well experienced in Dragonlance and the times to go it and when not to go it. Sometimes I feel like players like overlook the item just because it's new and you just kind of forget about it. And then other times I'm just like, you really need Dragonlance on my hero. So I'm not too sure. Like, for example, I think Luna is actually a potential Dragonlance hero. Because of the fact that you can disassemble it for BKB and Butterfly. I'm not so sure about, like, Viper. Not so sure. You like that, Toby? Enjoying your cinematic experience?
It's a wonderful shot.
She's doing it for Salamandra.
I would ask,
Toby.
though,
Not for
what
your
growth hormones have they given to a donkey? Because this donkey currently, like...
Yeah, it's as big as the goddamn panther thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. What the hell? Can you click on Chen? Is he doing?
No,
Yeah, he's doing that for me too.
Right now, he's currently in the middle of his own scepter.
Just kill me. What is his, like? What does he call his, like, god or whatever?
Or hand of God?
No, like he has faith in something, right? But
What is that? Okay, I just found a funky angle on... Look at him! Look, he's actually being dragged back into his own beast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
That's...
His god has forsaken him, or either that or it's cursed him. He's made him one with his weird-ass boar thing.
He's a chimera. See, Batrider knows what it's all about. Just grab it by the ears and hold on for dear life. Like... I'm still, like, this guy is freakishly huge. Like, there is something very odd about this courier.
Alright, so Chen joined the fold. But it doesn't tell me, because, like, Omni Knight...
You're actually trying to find out who his god is?
Yeah, because Omni Knight has the omniscience, and you have something to work with there.
Okay.
But whoever's Chen's god is, just not real happy with him at that point. Oh, would you look at that? Team Empire doing the whole 5-man shindig.
Maybe it's... You're right. I never really thought about, like, who is his god? He uses the hand of God all the time, so I'm assuming they're, like, best buddies and, like, dart pals in the night. But... yeah. Who is Chen's god? Someone will find us an answer to this question. I must know now.
30 seconds to battle.
Alright. They're not going to find anybody this time around. Stark playing a lot more careful with that first blood potential.
But they can still protect that top rune.
This will be a, I believe, an aggro dual lane scenario. It's going to be somewhat similar to the Enchantress Abaddon that I was talking about before. I'm not sure if it was with you or with
It was in the last game.
What, Enchantress
The
Abaddon?
battle
Yeah, we talked about it in the last
begins.
series.
Oh, okay.
Or at least you brought it up in the last series.
Anyway, so it's going to be similar to that, just not quite as much. It can't be quite as aggressive because Enchantress can be nuked down. But Enchantress definitely going to pose a problem for the Luna because of that pure damage going through BKB. Again, another issue
Trixie?
for Luna's limited HP.
They have Storm Bolt as well as Paralyzing Cast, so the damage output is going to be quite high. In fact, that's First Blood. He gets killed off by the creep wave, so we don't have the First Blood and sound. But yeah, that's First Blood going the way of Team Empire on their safe dual lane.
Oh, and no one's buying him a
Radiant's
TP
top
either.
tower is under attack.
In Trixie's mind, he would be going like, worth it. I'm going to get a full creep wave of experience, no denies, that guarantees level 2, but he didn't get there in time for the creep wave that pushed forward, so he gains nothing out of that.
Interesting to see how aggressive Boogie is getting up against Scandal. Scandal's already got his bottle up and running, so it's like a pretty normal timing for a Zeus.
You need to play aggressive as a Viper on Zeus now, a lot more than you previously did, because if you sit back and just CS and Scandal's constantly Arc Lightning, he can actually sit far enough back that he zaps you with Arc Lightning on a bounce, and the Zeus doesn't take any corrosive skin damage.
At this point, do you actually want to level up corrosive skin like heavier? Like just have the 1-1 and then go like for the 2-3 points up in corrosive skin?
I think you should still go corrosive skin, absolutely, and I think you should still play it the way Boogie's playing it, really up in the face of the Zeus. If he wants to try and harass you at all, he has to do it directly onto the Viper.
Nami. And this is the problem we were talking about. Okay, that's one way you can get rid of a creep, but you snowball and you just keep the chase going on the Luna, especially when you bring in something like the Centaur who had the stun. Funnick just bringing an army to work. I'm still trying to work out exactly how Empire... Like, this isn't your standard kind of... Well, you play 4 position, you play 5 position. It seems Havorst and Funnick are just kind of like tag teaming the options here.
Yeah.
Like, Havorst is taking now farm from inside the lane, but Funnick took it at the start, and now just starts grabbing creeps and playing it that way.
I would say whatever kind of, like, whichever hero is more aggressive is most likely Havorst, right? Spirit Breaker or Sand King, he definitely takes the Spirit Breaker. Enchantress or Tusk, he definitely takes the Tusk.
But it's just how they prioritize farm then.
Yeah.
Because this will allow Havorst to get what in return? Like, you're stopping Funnick from finishing up potentially Arcanes, if that's his like poison of choice in this game. He's sitting on also 750 gold, but hasn't bought boots yet.
Yeah, you want I think you want Havorst to be able to pick up Arcanes, and I think he's going to be the mech carrier for this game because you don't have another hero to get it, so that would be pretty nice. I think Trixie's dead again.
Again?
Maledict.
But they actually leave him alone so he can die.
Yep. Die in the wilderness alone.
OKC is going to get some nice farm. Looks like that's, yeah, Nemphy's having more troubles. He might just try and salve up in the tree line, which is exactly what he's going to do. But there's no consumables left on this lane, and Havorst and Funnick, they just dive down. They see Nemphy. The Micro and the Hellbent, not perfect. And now Funnick pops off his heel. He's got one more tango to cut through, but with Trixie arriving as well, Funnick will not be able to escape his fate here.
But Toby.
But Cap.
50, 75 more HP, and Enchantress would have walked out of that death trap. Why? Because Enchantress is dumb. That's why.
I think she's quite intelligent.
I mean, she definitely has some insane stat gains, so... Enchantress's stats are actually pretty favorable.
She seems like, out of all the females that play the game, she's definitely smarter than a Crystal Maiden. Like, she's dumb as bricks.
Yeah, this is true.
Probably shouldn't talk about the Ice Queen
Radiant's
that way.
middle tower is under attack.
Viper is almost level 6. Scandal is still not even level 5. He is getting destroyed. And Boogie's build
Radiant's
is
top tower is under attack.
I thought maybe there was a chance he would go an extra level of Nether Toxin to ensure a bit better CS because he was dominating the lane already. But obviously, if you're going against a magic damage dealer, Corrosive Skin is going to be your priority.
Yeah. Especially when Scandal's doing such little damage as well. He actually just got triggered on Corrosive Skin just by throwing out that lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, Scandal, I'm not sure if this is just because the lane is so difficult, but he actually did not go the farming build on Zeus. We'll talk about that later because he's going to die.
Yeah. That movement in from... And also the TP supported from the Witch Doctor. With the Chen army, they can just keep going for it. In fact, it looked like OKC was a little bit late to the party.
Radiant's middle tower
As far as working out they can keep going. It actually took a ping coming out from Boogie to say we can probably go for that. But by then it was too late. So, okay. The Luna is doing okay compared to what I thought she was going to do. The Viper is light years ahead, but you've still got a free farming event. Who's really ahead at this point of the game? It's 100% Empire?
For me, yes. Trixie is going to die a lot.
At least he bought his own TP before death.
Yeah, Trixie's going to die a lot, but the way I look at it is that it's just a numbers game. Empire winning 2 games, 2 lanes, and Stark is only winning 1. Viper winning his lane is what Vipers do.
But you still have a Chen who's up at level 5.5. Like, OKC, you got a lot of space just farming and stacking. He actually stacked the Empire camps 3 times before he farmed them.
Yeah, but if you want to compare levels, like Batrider isn't level 5 yet, and yet the 2 offlaners of Empire are both level 5. You know, I think that Chen, again, like the heroes that are winning on Stark, pretty much like have to win. There's no way they can't win. Chen is always going to get levels out of his jungle unless he's dealing with a really good bounty hunter. Viper's always going to win his lane. Like, those are just natural things that's what happens when you pick up the hero. Empire, on the other hand, like, it's not always ensured that an Enchantress can actually sit in lane as well as she has at this bottom lane. You don't necessarily see Sven getting so much farm as he is right now, but that's because he's dealing with an offlaner that is actively, getting him kills, so he's getting a lot of experience out of it.
Funny just prepped that perfectly, and so did Divorced. Throwing out that Ice Shards perfectly blocked Nymphy in the corner. The Paralyzing Cast won't bounce that much, but ensures the Malediction's over on the Luna. Finally still took Copy so much damage, we got 5 1 charges and a level 2 untouchable. Boogie will start attacking into it, but attack a little bit slower, it'll still be enough damage to get the kill. You trade a Luna for an Enchantress. Maybe not too bad for Stark's lineup, but they definitely want to try and get something more than this.
I think it was worth it for Team Empire. They killed a carry again on Stark, but they also give space to Scandal. That's really important. He was obviously very far behind due to the Viper. Also, to talk about his skill build real quick, it's surprising to me that he didn't go the 2nd level of Arc Lightning. To explain that, you oftentimes see mid players like Samael go for a 2nd level of Arc Lightning at level 3 because it allows you to spam 3 Arc Lightnings, like the 3 melee creeps that you're going to use Arc Lightning on in order to CS. Those 3 bounces will ensure that the range creep dies as well. If you only have level 1 of Arc Lightning and you do the same thing, it leaves the range creep at like 30 HP or something, and it's an easy deny for the enemy mid laner. So that's why usually a 2nd level is prioritized. But Scandal didn't go it here. He maxed out his Lightning Bolt as soon as possible. I mean, maybe that's because he feels so much pressure that he wants to have the max power of Lightning Bolt at level 7 so he can rotate.
And then they can just find kills. Quick pick-off.
Yeah.
That Trixie is still trying to catch up to that Blink Dagger. Like, you look at the pick-off potential for Stark, you still need to have that initiation from the Batrider before you can do anything. Where right now you've already got the Helm of the Dominator over on the Sven. I don't know if he would even consider then going directly into Blink so they can take the pick and then just go for the push. Because you do have Tuskar who's going in for... Actually, is that just going to be Medallion? Medallion Solar Crest build?
On who?
On Tuskar. So what options do you really have? Like, it's Medallion,
No,
Blade
I think
Mail.
it's still the mech.
Oh, you actually think he's going to be building the mech?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about that when you got Voodoo Restoration as well as, like the sprites as well.
Nah, no one else is going to be able to build mech or Guardian Greed. Really valuable.
Oh,
Trixie's
Scandal.
dead.
Trixie by dive, but the Scandal is getting ganked by 3 other players
Dire's
from
middle
Stark.
tower is under attack.
And then they commit the Mass Serpent Wars to instantly force the push.
Dire's
Good call by Stark.
structures are
Knowing that they
fortified.
need to focus less on that
Radiant's
bottom lane
bottom
and
tower
do
is
some
under
rotations.
attack.
It really sucks that
Dire's middle
Aluna isn't
tower
getting
is under
any
attack.
farm in lane, but just sitting in the same old laning phase when you're losing 2 lanes is not a
Dire's
smart
middle
idea.
tower
So
has
they
fallen.
force something, get a gank, take a tower.
Radiant's
Even if
bottom
it's at
tower
a
has
trade-off,
fallen.
I think that's still better than
Radiant's top tower is under
what
attack.
was happening before.
Radiant's
It's just the Mass
structures
Serpent,
are
Mass Serpent more
fortified.
timing too. Every time these things come off
Dire's
cooldown, you want to be
middle
pushing, you want to
tower
be
is under
attacking
attack.
somewhere.
And the Helm of
Radiant's
Dominator is
top tower
complete
is under
on this
attack.
Sven, and they have yet to block out the camp. That's really concerning for me. Stark are allowing this to be set up because they don't have any way to clear through the ancient stack themselves. Not with Aluna, who's so desperately underfarmed.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower
that's
is
guaranteed.
under
Sven's
attack.
going to get a huge boost in net worth, and he's already way ahead of everyone else. He's a full 1,000 gold ahead of the Viper.
This just... This is not the graph you want to have if you're a Stark player. Because the Chen just completes up the... It's the full mech. It's pretty much the full mech. You're 600 gold away from that. I think you hit it perfectly, man. Where is the levels on the Luna? I don't even care about the farm right now. It's the fact that you've still only got 1 point aura and 1 point up in Moonclave.
They're so... oh, they're going to fight it.
Yeah, No Fear dropped pretty low, but
Radiant's
the
top
Viper
tower
can't complete his
has
TP.
fallen.
So he's stuck in the mid lane.
Oh, Sven actually goes for an early Blink Dagger rather than the S&Y build, so he's actually going to try and continue to keep up the pressure, I think, on the Luna. Also knowing that Trixie's probably likely to complete a Blink Dagger of his own, this Blink will allow him to counter-initiate if they're like in some sort of grouped up scenario and Batrider grabs someone else on his team, he can counter-initiate and...
It also makes sense when you look at the Empire offlane, because that's why I was like questioning a little bit if Avor should be going for the mech. Primarily because he's... Okay, well, he dodges the initial Centaur hit and then just walks away. But it's the fact that he is building the mech, so there's no initiation. Like, Funnick doesn't provide initiation. Havorst, he can snowball him, but it's pretty obvious. They don't have that jump, blow up, and get the hell out, or push the advantage kind of lineup.
Yeah.
And that's where the Blink makes up for that. And Trixie now does have his Blink, so it's still 12 minutes in. But considering he's 0 for 4, it's not too bad. Scanner can be kept alive here by No Fear. The damage from Boogie is enough to get the kill. He's already one charge, but gives up his life for a trade-off on a Zeus.
Yeah, not really worth it there for Stark. And Empire probably going to continue this push. Actually, Aloha Dance, he's got enough of a stack and he used God Strength, so he might as well clear through his enemies. Look how quickly he does it. That's why Gyrocopter can't really compete with a Sven when I'm talking about like farming efficiency, because Sven doesn't like one go, boom, he's ready to go somewhere else, farm neutrals, farm lanes, and start stacking up again. Gyrocopter usually requires at least 2 flat cannons.
Do you have flashbacks to 2000 and I think it was 2012 at DreamHack with no Tidehunter? Because that's when I see a Sven doing something like this, like that's what I think of.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that? You should go. That was the
Dyer's
never before in the
bottom tower
history
is
of
under attack.
shite.
Believe me, I remember that.
It was
I
the
remember that.
Same
Dyer's
same tournament.
structures are fortified.
Same tournament. Because all they would end up doing is like they would stack every single camp 3 to 4 times, and the Sven would then just rotate, and he'd bounce from camp to camp, taking every single stack, and we get roughly like 4 to 5k in just one transition. Like 1 minute is how long it would take him to get like 4 to 5k. It was ridiculous how fast he could farm. But that's all it was. Everyone was just stacking, farming, and then eventually they pushed. And there was no way to stop the train.
So he goes Crystallis in this game. So he's not going the S&Y stats. Crystallis into BKB, I presume. I think he still needs it. There's disables that go through BKB and stuff, and I can understand if he didn't go for it, but I think the Luna ult and the Shadow Shaman are still disruptive or
Dyer's top tower
damaging
is
enough
under
that
attack.
he should consider a BKB now. Not completing Daedalus. I think that's crap.
I'm trying to think if there's any other items which he could potentially
Dyer's
go.
top tower is under
He doesn't
attack.
already have. Like apart from like that, like the ones you were just mentioning.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
it's gonna
under
force
attack.
the mid.
Dyer's top
Worth
tower
fortification
has
just to
fallen.
waste a little bit of time with that God Strength.
Radiant
And
structures
Stark
are
do get a
fortified.
little bit of a trade-off, but it's only a little bit. Funnick's already pushing in the bottom lane. So it's a tier 1 for a tier 1 tower trade and
Radiant's
significant damage
middle
to a tier
tower
2 on
has
bottom.
fallen.
That's
Radiant's
why
bottom
Stark
tower
need to
is
keep
under
pushing
attack.
for 2 now. They don't really have any other choices.
Radiant
a
structures
little difficult,
are
though.
fortified.
But they just burned their
Radiant's
tier 2
bottom
fortification
tower is
and
under
Empire's
attack.
already rotating in for the fight.
Dyer's top tower
They do
is
drop
under attack.
the Mass Serpent Wards, but there's a little bit of
Radiant's
chip damage
bottom
already done to
tower has
Nemphy,
fallen.
and now the TPs are coming in. Thunder God's Wrath, Nemphy's just so low he can't stand on the front lines. Viper throws out the ulti. No Fear's going to lose his life for this one, but Boogie will be ticking out to the Malediction, especially when Havorst can actually kill Secure it, sharding through. The tier 2 tower was still killed off by the Shaman's Mass Serpent Wards. So they do take the tower, but it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Maybe
Yeah.
something else though with Funnick on the bottom lane.
Yeah, Funnick got that bottom tier 2, so it's not worth it, and he may still get Trixie as well.
Trixie's out of Firefly. He'll try and juke it around the tree lines and juke it perfectly. He blinks back into the safety of his Luna. And Funnick should be a little careful about this.
He just doesn't care. Like, what's going to happen to him? The worst that can happen is the full wraparound by Nemphini gets the ultimate. But he can't die to one nuke. He'll always just heal up immediately after, and they can't, you know, do enough right clicks to finish him off.
The immortal enchantress.
There she is. Dragonlance, I believe, is the next item.
Yeah, she go Dragonlance over the lens or the Aghanim Scepter.
I think it's so cheap to go Dragonlance, and then you go Ags after.
Does the lens actually increase the range of Impetus? I'm still unclear on a couple of the interactions with lens.
Yeah, it's so orb effects are affected by Dragonlance or Dragonlance, and then actual spells are affected by Ether Lens. So, for example, you take Viper, Ether Lens affects Viper Strike, Dragonlance affects Poison Attack. But only if you right-click it. You have to autocast it. If you try and queue it up on someone, like you actually click Q and put it on somebody, it will be the normal range.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems a little odd.
Yeah, it is. But, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Right-click, you're just doing, like, you're just attacking. That's all it is. If you're actually clicking Q on someone, it's like you're casting a spell, so it would take, like, the spell range. I'm not necessarily saying that's what it should be, but it is what it is.
His event finished full Daedalus.
Okay.
He actually went, he followed it through. Aloha's looking for that big cleave and just destroy them all in very short space of time.
I mean, I guess the Luna ultimate only puts out damage if she actually survives long enough, you know?
True.
Even if she pops the ultimate, right? And, like, it starts going out, Aloha Dance jumps in, hammers her, and then hits her twice, and she dies. Like, it's only going to be, like, what, 2 or 3 moon bounces?
Ooh, forced. He was so close getting pushed out. Trixie jumps in. Sven's got the Aegis Immortal and Trixie. There goes your Thunder Gods right. The Master Morts will choke up the front of the pit as they turn on the Eclipse. But how much damage can they take? In fact, all of it. Empire now trying to turn for the fight. No fear. Forced up away from the Master Morts. Healing up as much as he possibly can. He's got another paralyzing card to throw out as well. 3 heroes lost from Stark. Nephi's on the run out of here. No fear's going to find him, but one Lucid Beam is not enough. Now the snowball begins. He doesn't drag Funnick with him. Obviously, you want to keep Funnick having that distance to more damage against the Luna. But 4 heroes from Stark will end up dropping. I don't know if Vilex actually dropped at the start of that fight, if he just TP'd himself out, saying, I'm out. Peace, boys.
Yeah, Empire looking great. Yeah, they're just, like, going to take a very clean 2-0 against Stark at this point.
It's a good start.
The last time they met, it was actually a lot closer. It was like a 2-1 victory to Empire. But it just goes to show, I think, despite maybe not making the qualifiers, Empire has become a better team over time, and maybe, you know, that track will kind of continue.
Well, isn't it the old tale, like you learn a lot more from your losses than you do your wins?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Empire is still finding their mojo. They're finding something. And it really is, like, I'm wondering if it's really easy as well for Stark to read, like, how Empire play this. Because how do you really, like, you talked about, like, how hard it was to draft against a team like Alliance. What?
Sorry.
Hyperstone now? You think it's going to be a Moonshard?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely a Moonshard. It is.
Unless he goes to the AC.
I am almost like 100% this is going to be a Moonshard Sven. He's just like, all right, I'm just going to guaranteed kill Luna in 2 seconds. I mean, BKB, like, Lasso goes through it, and the Viper ultimate does, right? So, still going to have issues with control. If this game was closer, I would be interested to see what Aloha Dance's build would be. If he would have gone for the SMI, or if he would have gone for the BKB at all.
When was the last time, though, we saw Trixie actually have a lasso? Because he came into that fight around Roshan, and ended up dying before he could trigger a single ability, apart from Firefly.
Yeah, I've never seen it on screen.
Yeah. And then you've got, like, the Viper Strike, which, like, in the previous fight was actually thrown at the Witch Doctor.
My holiness hides me.
So right now, Aloha Dance has been free to move wherever the hell he wants.
The reason I'm so sure it's Moonshard is because I've seen this build
Radiant
before.
structures are fortified.
I think it's really greedy, but Moonshard is amazingly efficient item if you just keep it in your inventory. If you have the slots
Radiant's
for it,
top tower is under attack.
Looks like we're going to get both from Funnick.
Is under attack.
Both the Impetus and the Dragonlance,
structures are
as well as the
fortified.
Aghanim Scepter.
Yep. That's the build.
Dire's bottom
I don't think,
tower has fallen.
unless maybe you're like really
Radiant's
far
top
ahead
tower
or
is
something,
under
that
attack.
like Dragonlance
Radiant's
is just
top
so
tower
cheap
has
to build
fallen.
for what is kind of the same effect of Aghanim 7. I think the only way you go
Dire's
Ag is
bottom
you're
tower
like
is under attack.
super far ahead and you're like, I'm
Radiant's
gonna get the
top
point
tower
booster
is
for
under
efficiency,
attack.
and then you're like, holy crap, I've got another 2,000 gold, let's just finish Ags. You know?
Dire's bottom tower
Oh,
is under attack.
Sven, Mr. almost 15k net worth, which he now is. He's the push going. There's Trixie finally getting that last two off, but the amount of damage he takes in return is just so much. The Eclipse has come out. Sven, he finally goes down. Funnick, though, with that double kill, going to work as the Enchantress. The Aegis Immortal has popped, and Boogie's about to die. It is a, well, wait.
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay, it is a
attack.
triple kill because Susil's to grab one of the other ones. But
Finish
this
the
is
job, Funnick, finish the job!
gotta take out Nempi.
Oh yeah, they could easily kill him.
Just a range
As long as
worker.
they have vision.
Dire's
Ah, they're
bottom
gonna lose
tower
vision.
is under attack.
They can't rotate into the
Radiant's
mid-racks.
top
They can only go
barracks
down
has
to the bottom
fallen.
because that tier 2 tower. But it seems they're going to clean up a couple of buildings while they're here.
Might as well get that extra farm.
It's
Why
AC.
not?
Aloha
is
Dance
Aloha
wants you
Dance.
again. He has finished up an Assault Cuirass on this Sven.
How you gonna do that to me? You gonna go like all in Daedalus, but not truly go all in? Ah well.
It still works for the push, man. Like,
yeah.
he's got 51 armor when he triggers his war cry.
I
And
would
then you've got
say-
negative armor against the buildings as you push.
Yeah. I don't think it's the wrong choice. I actually think that AC is the correct choice, but
You just thought he was going to go with the build you saw before.
yeah,
Makes sense.
I mean, if you're gonna go all in, homie, just go all the way in. Just see what you can do.
2 new Blink
Be-
Daggers
because-
about to arrive on the field.
Yeah, because when you have Daedalus and Moonshard, it is absurd damage per second. Like when I watch it happen, I'm just like, hide your kids,
Lord.
hide your wife.
Dude, if I had a kid, I
Everywhere.
wouldn't let him watch this, like, the next 5 minutes of this game. Like, this is gonna be the brutal scene.
Is there gonna be 5 more minutes though?
It's gonna be 5 more minutes as they wait for Roshan, and then grab Aegis and finish the game. You got a Blink Dagger over on a Force. You got a now level 2 Death Ward with an Aghanim's upgrade. The Zeus is never even going to be in the fights, but throwing every ability he's got because he's now got the Ether Lens.
Don't forget about the artillery power of an Enchantress who throws her Impetus shots at a 870 attack range.
So is this circle
Yes.
even accurate? Like, is that circle accurate?
It's, I believe, accurate to the Ags, but I don't think it includes Dragonlance. I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
I thought it'd be a little bit longer than that. The one upside for Stark is the fact that Varlix now has a Blink Dagger and
Radiant's
level 2
middle
Mass Weapon
tower
Wards.
is under
So they
attack.
have a chance to counter-initiate. But they got to be careful doing it where they're doing it, because they're right underneath the Dire Observer Ward. So Empire knows exactly what they're getting into. And Trixie's just burnt most of his Firefly duration. And all of these Chen creeps, which he keeps working so hard to get, keep getting stolen by
Radiant's
Funnick.
middle
He doesn't
tower
even want
is
them.
under attack.
Like, he's just taking them back so Chen can't have them. Oh, that range of the Enchantress. Like, this is... It's her range, actually. It's greater than that of the tower.
Radiant's
Oh, yeah,
middle
definitely.
tower is under
I'm wondering why
attack.
Nerfia keeps
She is
coming
now
in.
a sniper.
Yeah, that's
Radiant's
actually the
middle
first hero
tower
I
is
thought of. Just like, when you think about range...
Do you know sniper goes over like 1,000 range with Dragonlance?
If only he was not as arse in the laning phase, he could still be picked.
Sniper's not the hero right now.
He really was. If he had a stronger laning phase, I could definitely see it. Because in moments like this, you'll just be sieging buildings. A nice little jump in from this Ben, attacking into Boogie. Now they go for that Death Ward, the Snowball. They go in so deep, Empire, underneath the tier 4 towers. They've lost this Vent. They've lost the Tuskar as well. I know Funnick as well as Scandal can keep this damage going. Funnick still tanking up the towers to get out. Scandal will drop, and so much has been given back over to Stark. Trixie will want to go for more force-staffing forward, trying to keep that sticky napalm up, and they'll get in range with the Witch
Funnick's got him.
with the Malediction, and now Funnick can go to work with Varlix. Blinks in behind the lines, goes to the Shackle on Funnick with the Mass Serpent Wards, got the damage to attack into No Fear, but he realized the damage has to be actually put
incoming
into
Centaur.
Funnick, because Funnick, the Saddle Blaster coming out, he needs more survivability, and he just won't have it. Nemphy will finally end the spree, getting over 1.1k gold into that Luna, much needed. And needs to kill off Witch Doctor, the last 2 standing heroes on the field. And there's an Invis rune waiting for the bloody Witch Doctor. Well, that was a great chase.
Oh, you know that Luna had to use her first BKB. I'm pretty sure she loses that matchup.
No fear.
Well, he's got no fear. What do you want, guy? It's in the name.
He can't get the kill.
Yeah, but he can piss Luna off.
That's true. That's true.
You just be like, remember that Invis rune? Anyway, that was that 10-second BKB had to be used. I think Funnick wins that matchup because he picked up the Centaur. So if he gets the Centaur stun on Luna, he bounces back probably to like left-hand side or something. It gets distance against Luna, and then turns and Peta shots him a couple times. And I think in the end, Enchantress wins. So it goes to show how powerful the Enchantress is that Nemphy had to use that BKB in a 1 versus 2 matchup with both being half health.
The Sigil just scouted out Roshan. Thunder God's Wrath also being expended there by Empire. So they understand the Stark is pretty much on the opposite side of the map.
Good opportunity for them to quickly take Roshan. This is something that Empire, if perhaps the game was closer, they would have waited for Roshan before they pushed in, because that was very clear the reason that Stark won that whole entire engagement. They had to lasso in that first fight at the top lane, but they lassoed the Aegis carrier. That's all they could do. In that second push, there was no Aegis carrier, so they quickly get 1-2 pickoffs, and the fight turns to their favor. This time around, though, they're going to have to do something really fancy, because Sven will just sit on the front lines again.
Yeah, they're Trixie. Forced, gonna snowball after him, which means he'll chase him over the hillside. Not close enough, but Trixie's now out of Firefly. 4 staffs in 3 seconds time, so he goes to trees, and Avor's gonna find him. But the 4 staff is still there. Trixie pushes himself out, but at the end of the day, the Impetus will still follow him. So Trixie is dead.
Yeah, Bat Rider, not real great against Enchantress, by the way. If you think about the basics of what you're doing.
What do? I jump in close, so I'm in attack range, and then I quickly push myself away, creating more range.
Yeah.
Yes.
You very quickly feel the power of a 2500 range Impetus shot.
Well, they get the Hex over on this van, the Shackles on the Witch Doctor. Eclipse is available, but the Creep Wave's still here. Now they lasso, dragging back the Witch Doctor. There's no Dead Ward. Hello, Ardent. This is so from jumping forward with the Viper Strike. It just kites him. He triggered his God Strength. Now they mass up more, trap him in front of the tower. The 4-star from Scandal will get him back out again. And this is when Stark cannot overcommit themselves. OKC almost dies to 2 Impetuses from Funnick. But again, Empire. It just feels like they're just like they're pushing too deep in.
Yes. Yes, I mean, they got to pick off on Bat Rider, right? And then 2 heroes push down the middle lane before the rest of the team is there. They literally could just wait 15 seconds, and the rest of the team would be there. They push uphill anyway. They get caught. Guaranteed lose the Witch Doctor. And then Aloha Dance, instead of blinking away, stays in the fight, goes forward in a situation where he's guaranteed to be kited and disabled, and gives away the Aegis. Like, this is just Empire being very sloppy. Very, very, very sloppy, because they feel like they've won the game. And
this
they
has always
probably
been that
have.
mindset.
Let's be real. They probably have. They still hold a 15,000. Sven is double the net worth of the Luna.
But you give moments like that, and you give hopes for the Luna to start doing more damage. Yeah, the BKB's not there, and Nemphy, I'm not a believer in this. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter build. Over on the Luna.
Yeah, baby! Go Nemphy! Ah, yes! This is the build, Toby-Wan.
Why is this the build,
This
Cap?
is the build.
What are you going to do?
All right,
Put it on the Viper and just send it forward?
It's super legit.
Okay, tell me why.
Super legit.
Tell me
if
why.
you're behind Azaluna, and if you compare like an Aghanim Scepter to, say, a Butterfly at this point in time, which is more expensive than an Aghanim Scepter, it's harder to get, and it still would not make a difference, right? It still would not really be enough for you to actually have an impact. But this Aghanim Scepter, which is cheaper, easier to get, good stats for you to be able to survive through nukes, makes Eclipse a carry killer. it is actually insane, especially if you have an enemy carry who has gotten so far ahead of himself, he decided not to build a BKB. Eclipse will destroy him. That's 18 beams, all of which can bounce all on the Sven. There is no limit, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He could just all barrel into one hero. And then on top of that, you could put it on someone else. So it doesn't even have to be the Luna on the front lines. He can put it on the Bat Rider, who jumps in, grabs the Sven, pulls him back out of the range of everyone else. So it's only going to be the Sven, guaranteeing that Eclipse hits nothing but that carry.
You make it sound so much more profound
It's
when
great.
you use my full name as well.
They're going to lose the game anyway, but, you know, they're going to go out in style. Just you watch.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to watch. If Trixie actually gets the BKB as well, wait, can you still put Eclipse onto a BKB target?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm not a Luna player.
It's like you can't like press the attack a BKB target. So I'm wondering if you could actually set something like that too, or if you set it first and then you BKB, obviously you shouldn't dispel the ulti.
Just what the doc.
Small. I don't know why I thought about that mechanic, but I'm just like, okay, if he sends him in and he finishes the BKB, that could completely screw with him so hard. But you now have the Aghanim Scepter completed over on the Luna.
I mean, even then, right? Even if the Sven did go for like a BKB, who's to say he's actually gonna like pop it in time? He's got the BKB now, but if he gets lassoed before that happens, he gets pulled back.
Yep. And even then, like the amount of damage you would take from the initial Eclipse, like the rest of Empire have shown they will follow him in. Like they'll just try and go with him and save their life. But then Boogie can come into his world. Like you got an Aghanim Scepter over on the Viper. Like that damage and the ability to kite this Ven, it just works so well. But the level of pressure which we're applying to Trixie right now, in order to make that fight work, is way too high. But it could just cancel out the gold advantage of Team Empire. Like, you could say, okay, yeah, they have a 15, 17, maybe almost 18k gold advantage right now. But 24,000 of that's on the Sven, who can be deleted. We're definitely clutching
I'm not going to say anything until this Aghanim's happens.
Okay.
Come on. Just do it once.
Go.
You're going to lose the game anyway, but if you can make this work
back.
once.
Trixie can't TP. He can't TP back. What? His BTs are on cooldown for 25 seconds.
Trixie, why are you throwing this for me?
Empire are actually coming back. He's walking his way.
Come on, dude.
Empire will have finished the racks by the time Trixie can return home.
God damn it,
the
Trixie.
Sven will be taking out the melee racks. He's trying to retreat himself out. Barks go for the Hex, but Empire, they got what they came for. It's a hit and run. And Trixie comes home to realize that his wonderful 50-inch TV has been stolen by Empire.
God damn it, Trixie. If I don't get to see this combo prove everyone wrong who's doubting the Aghanim's Eclipse, at least once, I am going to flame the ever-living crap out of you. Oh, God. Instantly, Stark will be like my least favorite team. Because I'm like hyping this up, and it really can't happen.
Gonna kill. Valix just gets ripped apart.
Like, I've never seen I've never seen in a professional game an opportunity where the Aghanims can actually show its strength. Better than this scenario right here. They even have a Bat Rider to make it work against a BKB unit. God damn it, Trixie, you goddamn thrower.
He's coming back now. He's beating back in now. Boogie already moves to the front lines. Aloha Dance not taking any chances. And they're getting ready to go. I love how Scandal is the one with the DD rune.
I would love to know what Empire's thinking, because they've seen that Aghanims on empty. Oh yeah, and are they going there?
Oh, they're probably just like, okay, the second Trixie jumps forward, we Veil of Discord and blow everything. Trixie bops, and then the game should be theirs. Because you've still got that Death Wall that can go to work. The BKB is 400 gold away for no fear.
I think, yeah, you're right now.
There it is. They got him. But where's the Eclipse?
Eclipse?
It's not used yet. Nippy hasn't used it yet.
What?
Now he's going to do it, and he lets it go. How much damage? But no, look at the damage from Nofia. It comes upon Nippy. He self-triggered it as well. So as he dies, the Eclipse goes with him. And now Empire, they buy back on this Sven. They BT him back to the front lines. They want to end this game with a snowball forward. They destroy Trixie. They'll take out the mid-racks, and they'll take the series. GG, Team Empire go 2-0 over Stark. and push themselves into what is now a three-way tie for first position in the group stage. I'll show that in just a moment.
All right, well,
But,
you know, it wasn't Trixie. At the end of the day, it wasn't Trixie. It was Nymphy. But good job, Stark. You're now my least favorite team. Good stuff.
Oh my!
I mean, for real though, Empire just completely outclassed Stark in not only play in this series, but a lot of it actually came down to the draft. Like both drafts, I was just like very pessimistic about Stark, especially game 2. Whoa, the Luna was not the pickup. It was not the pickup.
It was not. Well, that's not it for DotaPit. At least it is for today, but there's a lot more DotaPit action coming up. This entire week is basically stretched with the entire European group stage, so every single night you'll be tuning into this DotaPit channel. Tomorrow night we only have one series coming your way, as PR versus Stark at 6 p.m. CET. But on the 20th, Alliance will be returning from Star Ladder, and they'll be going up against both Hellraisers as well as Stark. So it's a double header for Alliance, and then Liquid actually play almost all of their games in a very short space of time. So yeah, a lot of Dota coming your way. Check it out. DotaPit is the place to do it. And, of course, right here on the Twitch channel, make sure you follow it and do all that kind of jazz. Subscribe up to the channel, and you can follow also all the other information over at joindota.com. The overall grid, as the result now has been updated. We've managed to go through 2 games of Stark. They managed to get a 1-0 in their first series, but with that loss now, they are tied with Empire and Hellraisers for the #1 position. We kind of thought this European group stage would be fairly close, and this is no exception. Like, this is going to be exactly what we were thinking is going to happen. Maybe not tonight, where we thought, you know what, Stark could be playing wonderfully well and just beat Empire, and the stats were really imbalanced. But
yeah, I would say that Empire, Alliance, and Liquid should be all fairly well tightly contested. Well, I would have said that before Starladder. Maybe Alliance will outclass everyone else. But
it's possible.
I think it'll be close. I
Well,
think it'll be close.
Let's wait and see, guys. You'll have to wait until tomorrow, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you all back here for more DotaPit action at 18 CET tomorrow.
is here to stay. My life will never be the same.